the patentability requirement. There are just three, right? Novelty, non-obvious, and useful. So novelty, we said like that. Novelty is to be checked for the whether whatever you are applying as a patent is novel or not, and it is to be checked on worldwide basis. And the principal rule to prove whether your invention is novel or not, right? Thumb rule says that all the features of your invention, right? All the features of your invention for which you are applying for a patent, all the features of your invention must not be present in a single piece of existing product or a paper, right? Say for example, your product has a 20 features. There are four products having five feature, and you club them to prepare this a combo product. So you are the one who is coming with all 20 features in some single product for the first time, right? So that is novel. Combination of all the feature in one product is a novelty. Say for example, there is a product who has a 15 feature, 18 feature, 19 feature compared to you. But you are compared to that, if you are different with respect to one feature, then also you are regarded as a novel. That is the thumb rule. All the features of your product must not be present in a single existing product or a single piece of paper. That is novelty. Second is non-obvious. Non-obvious, break it. So try to understand the meaning of obvious. Obvious means something very common to others. Very common to others, okay? Who can think of in line to the same. That is obvious. So whatever you are presenting or whatever you are proposing as a patent protection, that should not be very common for others to think of, to create. If it is something like that which others can also think like, okay, this is to be prepared, okay, it is very common, everyone can do it. If it is like that, it is obvious. And items which are like that, which are obvious in the nature, they are not patentable. Non-obvious, right? Non-obvious means whatever you have developed, it should be something like that which represents the human mind creativity, your own creation, how you have developed it, right? Your intellectuality development. It should have that particular aspect within its development, and that makes it non-obvious. And those things are the patentable. And the third is useful. So whatever you have created, it should be useful to the society or to the industry, right? Or it should solve any technical problem. Those are usefulness. So on a practical terms, we can say like that, any invention, whatever you created and applying for a patent, that is to be purely judged on these two criteria, novelty and non-obviousness. Say for example, how you will judge whether it is a patentable or not. Okay. So look friends, this is one example. This is a bottle. Okay. This is blue color bottle. Now one person is thinking like that, why it is, and for the very first time you are coming with the idea like to make very different colored bottles, right? You created a yellow color, orange color, pink color, black color, or transparent bottle. So compared to this blue bottle, you can say like that, compared to this, that new colored bottle is a novel. Novelty is past. Color differentiation, one feature differentiation, yes, it's a novelty. And that first criteria is passed. Now, the same different product you have to check on the second criteria, non-obvious. Whether creating those different colored bottle is obvious or non-obvious. It's obvious, and it is obvious, that's why not patentable. Right? But say for example, with the same bottle, right? This is a bottle, it's a screw closer type, right? Now with the same bottle, one person is coming up with an idea like press and lock. Do not need of this screw opener, press and lock. So in those scenario, right, press and lock, that mechanism, yes, it's a novel. Just consider like that. Before today, it was not known to anyone else. So it's a novel. And creating that mechanism, press and lock mechanism. So creating that mechanism is non-obvious. So second criteria is also passed, and you will say that like this screw opener will be used for different purpose. For the bottles, it will have a user friendliness and others. Like that, okay? Like that. Any invention, either a very common or very big, from any technical field, they are to be judged solely on just three criteria. And if answers are positive and in your favor, you are good to go with the patent. So just three criteria, and hope these fundamentals has been clear to all of you. Okay. Now look, non-patentable inventions in India. So within the Patent Act, the government has also defined. Government has defined these. These are, we can say, a standard exclusions. Even though your invention is novel, non-obvious and useful, but if your invention falls within this scope, they will be regarded as non-patentable subject matter. Standard exclusion, government has defined it. Okay, so first, which are they? Frivolous and against the natural law. So whatever you have created which is against the well established natural law, if it is something like that, then those inventions are not patentable. Discovery of scientific principle and abstract theory. So if you have invented like Pythagoras principle, Einstein equation, okay, or Newton's equation, mathematical formula, so Darwin's principle, right? So which already exist into the nature and you have derived them. So they are also regarded as a non-patentable subject matter. Third is discovery of living and non-living thing, which exist freely in the nature, and you came up and identified them for the first time. So they are also not patentable. Anything which are natural plant animals in whole or any part thereof, which exist into the nature. You identified a new plant and coming up saying like that this plant has this property. So those plants, microbes, animals which exist into the nature, they are also not patentable. Anything which is against the public moral value and harmful to the environment or other living organisms, which is harmful to the public moral value or the society, right? They are also not patentable. Like the invention of the new virus, so which was not existing into the nature, which was laboratory developed virus, right? And which people has used against the humanity. So preparation or identification of those viruses are also not patentable. New form and property of the non-substance, right? One material is already known and you come up with the new use of the same material. So this new form and the new property of the non-substance, they are not patentable. Mathematical and business method, right? Business method. So ordering the food, right? Hotel restaurants were already known, but ordering the food via web-based platform like Zomato, Swiggy, or ordering the cab via mobile applications, Ola, Uber. So they are the business models, business methods. They are also not patentable. Method of agriculture and horticulture, they are not patentable. Mental games, how Viswanathan Anand is playing his game, how Sachin Tendulkar is playing his game, they are also not patentable. Compound admixture with no new property, which is just the aggregation of 3, 4, 5 ingredients and that new mixture is giving their compound properties only, no synergistic effect. Then without just a compound admixture, they are not patentable. Presentation of information, how you prepare and compile information, those are also not patentable, right? Literary, dramatic, musical and artistic work. This comes under within the scope of copyright protection, not patentable. Traditional methods, right? They are also not patentable, and they are because they are already known. Novelty doesn't exist because since traditions, it is known to the public. Arrangement, rearrangement, duplication of the non-devices which functions independently, right? So one machine is available, it has a different component. You just change their orientation, where to be fit them. So those new arrangements are also not patentable. So friends, important is three criteria of patentability: novelty, non-obviousness, useful, right? And apart from this, these are the standard exclusions. Now, benefits of patent. So there are a number of benefits why patents are useful. So first of all, they are important source of scientific and technical literature. And because of this novelty criteria, that makes patent very unique. Anything to get patent, to get ownership, because of novelty, its first disclosure should be in the patent. And that's why it has been said like that. If you need the latest information about any field, there is no other than patent which gives you that information. To all other, right, research paper or the product and those into your house or into the market, they all will come later on. But first, they are disclosed into the patent document, and that's why they are important source of scientific and technical literature, or treasure, right? House of scientific invention. There are large number of patents filed every year, and if you refer them, instead of doing repetitive work, it will reduce your job to a greater extent. Avoids duplication. You doesn't require to repeat the same thing, right? If you properly do a research literature review, you will find what solution would work best for the problem you are facing, right? It paves a way for further discoveries. If you do proper literature review, it will give you the idea like this is a problem and what others has already tried. And from that you come up with a different new strategy or new combination strategy. If it works, that will lead to a new discoveries. Stop reinventing the wheel. Repetitive work, it abolishes or reduces. Identifies the emerging technology and the emerging area. A closed look for the patent filing trend. Which companies are filing what research are going on, what new approaches are being developed, right? All this gives a emerging technologies and emerging areas. So there are n number of use for the patent, right? In fact, for recruitment purpose as well, the HR team, they are using the patent data. Government policies, they are using the data. Import export, they are using. Strategic partnership, they are using, right? Agreement or takeover, merger and acquisition. So there are n number of factors for which patents are useful. There are different type of patent applications. Ordinary application, which you generate into India, file into India. Ordinary, it can be either a provisional or a complete. Second is the convention application, right? From India to other country. Those are convention. For or directly from other country to India, those are convention. Now there are also for a patent protection into multiple countries, there are two routes. Convention route, direct filing into those countries, and those are convention application. And another is a PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, wherein you apply local application, within 1 year you have to file a PCT application, and based on that application, your time period to go into different countries would extend up to 30 or 31 months. So that would be PCT international application. And when you file into respective countries, those are the PCT national phase applications. Patent of addition. Addition. If you are working on a long-term research project, right? And so in those scenarios, how you are value adding, right? Incorporating new additions. So those would be, as you are developing, you are applying, those are the patent of addition. Divisional application, you are dividing them, right? So if you have compiled more than one inventive concept into one application, the patent office will give you instruction, you divide it. And when you divide them, those are regarded as the divisional applications. Next is the patent drafting. How to file, right? How to prepare the patent document. So before drafting, you actually patent drafting. So before you drafting, you should be clear with certain questions, right? What is the invention? So do not just propose like that, this entire product is my innovation or invention, right? You first have to identify what is the crux matter that you have intellectually developed, which is not common for others, or of entire product. What is the one feature which you have further improved? Okay, so instead of proposing entire product as a patentable, identify the crux matter, what actually you have developed. Then based on that particular filters or the parameter, judge is the invention patentable or not, whether those features are novel, non-obvious and useful or not. Judge it. And if answer is positive, you are good to go ahead with the patentability. Is invention novel, inventive? And the prior art or the public disclosure, you have to check whether you accidentally had disclosed it or not, or by any other person has developed the same thing earlier or not. The prior art and the public disclosure, oral disclosure, prior printed publication available to the public, or prior public use. So this question, if the answer for these questions are good and in your favor, these things are good, right? And based on the same, you can move ahead for the patent drafting and the filing activity. Now, drafting of patent is regarded as a scientific art, right? So the more you will practice, the more better you will perform. So these are scientific, artistic work, right? Now look this pre-filing requirement. So before you go and do exactly the patent drafting activity, before that, these are certain different headings or different part of a patent under which, under different heading, what kind of basic information should be ready with yourself. Okay, so first is the title of invention. You have to give one title to your project or the invention, brief description of invention and detailed description of invention. Brief description, this will give you the need of this new invention, background effect. What is the area, what was the field, why it is needed, what are the available solutions, what are the drawbacks. All those would be brief description or the background of the invention. And then you will propose to overcome all these problems. Here is the solution we offer. And all the information about your solution you have to give under this detailed description of invention. Right? Then you have to give the claims. What are the exclusivity, ownership, what is you have intellectually developed, all the detailed technical information about that invention and its boundary, what you are applying as a claim. Claim is your property. Abstract, that is one summarized information. Within 150 words you have to say what is the invention, what are its drawbacks and how good it is. That is abstract. Then figures, drawings. Right, you have to give all drawings related to your invention. Name of inventor and the applicant, you have to define who has invented, who is applying. And if you have made any contract, who will have a what percentage of a property. If any of them are existing, you have to prepare the assignment as well. Now drafting the patent. Okay. So patent drafting, it includes majorly two different parts. One is a description and another is a claim. Claim is regarded as the heart of the patent document. And that actually what is present in the claim is your property. What is present in claim is your property, and all to just to support those claims, you are giving the full details under the description. Okay. Description discusses the invention. Right? What is background, what are solution, what are drawbacks, what are the part, how it will work. And the claim defines the boundary of monopoly, your ownership rights. Now, drafting. Look, the patent application can be drafted in two parts, either a provisional or a complete. Now, what is the difference between two and how to be drafted them? So, key features of provisional patent. So, look, application can be filed with provisional specification without claims to secure the priority. To secure the priority, people applies for the patent, provisional patent, right? And to file that, you doesn't require to submit the claim. And why people applying for this provisional application? Because we are following first to file rule. The person who files the application first, patent will be granted to him. Okay, so and that's why the people are filing to get that priority, and that's why they are applying for the provisional. No patent is granted on the basis of provisional application. It should be and it must be followed by the complete specification within 12 months. Within 12 months. One day after that 12 months is not acceptable. Okay, applicant can file more than one provisional application within 12 months of first filing. You file provisional, change within after 2 months, make another change, whatever the changes you have to make for any number of time. You can do it up to maximum for the 12 months. Okay. On request, complete can be termed as provisional if requested within 12 months. You file provisional and say for example after 2 months you file another specification like this is a complete, right? And after 1 month you think like that I still want to make any change, then you can still make change. So any number of change you can do within the time period of that 12 months. On request, priority date can be changed from date of provisional to complete if requested before grant of patent. Right? So patent has a time period of 20 years, and that 20 years starts from your first filing date. So if you have filed as a provisional, your 20 years time period starts from the same. But if you need to change its date from provisional filing to complete, that can be done. That can be done before grant of patent. But if you will do this, this will also comes with a risk. If within that time frame, if any other person has invented the same thing and applied for the patent, right, that fellow will be given a grant of patent and not to you. And this cannot be undone. Okay, so this has an advantage, but it comes with a risk as well. A provisional specification is not a rough draft or a skeleton. It is a permanent and separate document and always remains with the patent document. It is not allowed in the case of divisional application, conventional application, or PCT application designating the India. To file the provisional application, these are the required forms. What are to be submitted? Form 1 is the application form. Inventor detail, applicant detail, address, all those details under form 1. Form 2 is the technical form, right? Technical form related to your invention. So here all the information about patent is to be given under this form. Field of invention, objective of invention, background of invention, principle of invention, general statement of invention, claims, and all the information under Form 2. Form 3 is statement and undertaking regarding foreign patent. So for the same patent, if you applied into other countries, those details you have to disclose in Form 3. Form 26 is form of authorization of patent agent. So if you are applying through any professional, right? So in those cases, who are filing on your behalf and applying on your behalf, so for that you have to give this form of authorization to patent agent and proof of right of assignment. So if you are making any customization for patent ownership, this will have 50%, this will have 10% like that. So those assignment you have to prepare and submit. So these are the minimum required forms, right? So optional but required when complete filing. So what we have discussed, they are the provisional forms. But these are the forms you have to file within when you are filing the complete application. Declaration as to inventorship. Okay. Request for publication. Request for examination. So these are optional, but has to file with the complete application. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages for filing provisional or complete application? So provisional, look, advantages. It is easy to apply as less documents are required. No need of claims and abstract. Okay, secure the priority date from the date of filing. Priority date securation. 12-month time period is available within which you can work on the experimentation part, prepare documentation, you can invite the investor and then apply for it. And the fee is only just 1600 rupees. Okay, so these are advantages, but there are disadvantages too. And what are these? Term of patent will start from the date of filing. 20 years starts from that date. Publication and prosecution application will start only after filing the complete application, right? So no application is proceeding ahead or granted only just based on the provisional. It is not even getting published as well. Now, drafting a complete, provisional and complete, what is the difference? So look, for the complete specification or provisional specification, what we are saying, these are to be given under the form 2. And here, what are given under the black, they are to be filed when the provisional is filed. And the red are the optional for filing provisional. But for the complete, it should have all these details. Look, title, preamble of invention, name, address, nationality of applicant, field of the invention, use of invention, prior art, problem to be solved, object of the invention, general statement of invention, detailed description of invention, best method of working of invention, statement of the claims, signature, drawing and the abstract. So all these are the subhead under which you require to give the information, and when you arrange all those information in a step-wise manner, that will be your application which is good to file with the patent office. We will discuss what to be prepared or mentioned under each of them into the next slides. Okay, look, complete specification. Okay, title first. So it should be brief within 15 words and free from any fancy expression or ambiguous words, right? You cannot title like magic ball for cricket. Magic, right? Such kind of words are not eligible or should not be used to prepare the title. Instead, you can write like novel ball for cricket. Preamble, right? In the patent application, it should be mentioned on form 2 on the first page, and this is the standard format. If you are just filing provisional, only red letter are to be given. And complete then entire line like this in the inverted comma. So look, for provisional, the following specification particularly describes the invention. Just that. And for the complete filing, you have to mention like that, the following specification particularly describe the invention and the manner in which it is to be performed. Detailed disclosure. So this is a preamble, standard format, standard line. What is to be used? Name, address and nationality of the applicant who is applying for patent. His names, address and nationality are to be given. Then is the next part is the field of the invention and use of invention. So here in 5 to 6 line or one paragraph you have to give this patent what you are going to apply for, that is related to what field and what is the novelty aspect of that invention. Okay, that is field of invention. Prior art and problem to be solved. So under this, after field of invention, under the background of invention, you have to prepare a foundation for the need of your invention. So wherein you are going to say, this is the field, these are the challenges, these are the solutions, these are their drawbacks. Okay, and then you are proposing to overcome all these unsolved problems. We are coming up with this new invention which is going to solve it. So under prior art and problem to be solved, here under 3 to 5 pages you have to give all these details. Background, available solution, their drawback, some references and all those. Okay, this is. Next is the objective of the invention. So whatever is the advantages and benefit of your invention, you have to mention in point wise under this heading. The principal objective of the present invention is this. Another objective of invention is this. A further objective is like this. So likewise you have to prepare a set of objective 10, 15, 20. Whatever are with you. Statement of the invention. Summary. So this is an extended version of abstract. Abstract is to be of 150 word. Summary you can prepare 1 page or 1.5 page. And here you should have a content from all the part of patent document. Field of invention, then a background, then a problem, then your solution, its advantages and your how it will work in nearly 1 page to 1.5 page. Detailed description of invention, right? Under this part, look, this is the sorry friends. So detailed description of invention. So under this part, you have to give all the technical information about your invention. What are the number of components? What is the role of each component? How that component is connected with others? Right? What drawings are there? A description of each drawing, and at the end you have to give how exactly your entire invention is going to work and its different alternatives, what you have actually developed and its parameters. So this is the detailed description of invention with respect to drawings in the based mode of working, how it will work, and it should be reflected, right? Based mode of working. This means like that this is a legal requirement. Whatever you have developed, to the base of your knowledge, how base that is working, you have to write onto paper. And you have to write in such a way like that, so that any other person, whoever reads that patent document, without contacting you, he should be able to refer it or replicate it. That is the meaning of based mode of working. Right? And if it is not properly described, then also the patent office will give you an objection. Describe it in the detail. Okay? It should include examples and drawings. Also include the information about any biological sources. If you have used, you are required to deposit to the biological bank, right? And it has to give its reference numbers as well. Then a statement of the claims. Right? These are regarded, claims are regarded as the heart of patent document. Each claim should be clear and in a single sentence. One claim, one sentence. Only one full stop at the end. For one claim, you cannot have 2, 3, 4 sentences jointly. It should be concise, precise, and accurately expressed in legal terms defining the scope of invention. In a good drafting, it begins with a broader claim and develops towards the narrower in the scope. Independent, broader scale, and then the dependents based on the same. Right? And the biggest or the maximum care should be taken for the claim drafting. Claim drafting. Okay? A claim, it should frame to protect either a product or process or apparatus or all. Right? So as we said earlier, patent can be given either to product or to a process. Right? Apparatus itself is a product or a product by particular process. So it should have all this information within that claims. It should start with a preamble. I claim or we claim. It should start from a phrase page after the full description. If there are more than 10 claims, then additional fee is to be paid. A claim must be clear, complete, and supported by the description. Right? You cannot just write the claim and submit. To support those claims, you should give the full background of invention, objectives, drawings, description, and all those is required. Any subjective word like theme, strong, major part, such as when required, any, etc., all those should be avoided. It should be very, very, very precise, right? Thin, what does thin means? It is a thin of 2 millimeter or 2 nanometer. So those specificity is required when you draft the claims. A claim usually consists of 3 parts. Look, introductory phase, body of the claim, and the link that joins the two segments. So look, here is one example. A tool for opening metal container. This is introductory part, okay? A tool for opening metal container. So we are understanding what this claim is about. The tool comprising, it's a link that joins first part and the later part. So linking part, and it comprises of multiple. A spindle split throughout its handle. It has a handle, it has a nut and bolt, it has a gripper, or all those components what are available for your product. Those would be the body of the claim. So introductory part, linkage part, and the body, all the features of your claims. So this is the content. You can say how the claims, the one sentence, the claim part has three parts. Introductory, linkage part, and the body part. Right? It should be an independent claim which stands its alone. Dependent claim which are based on the earlier claims. Omnibus claims, Marcus type claims. Right? Omnibus, these are structure based, whereas Marcus type new series of the chemical compounds. Okay, so there are different types of claims as well. Look, a patent claim format. Look, this is one claim and how it should be drafted. Okay, so look, this is a preamble, these are transitional phases, and this is a body. Okay, look over here, understand this. An apparatus comprising a pencil and eraser attached to one end of the pencil and a light attached to the center of the pencil. So we know that pencil is already existing, but this person who has applied it for patent, he has developed pencil like that. To that pencil, to one side it is a eraser and to the center part there is a light. This is how he has represented. Now look that preamble. This identifies the category of the claim, whether it is an apparatus, article, composition, method or process. So an apparatus, we come to know that this is related to product patent. apparatus, product, process, like that. Okay, this is product. Transitional phase, a linking part. They are either a open-ended or a close-ended. Open-ended means open, like comprising. So a pencil having eraser and the light. So these are open-ended, means it might have other features too, right? If you are using comprising, so it would be, we are not restricting that for pencil this would only be there, other things can be existing or associated with it, right, which will actually increase the scope of your invention. Whereas close ended, if you are using like an apparatus consisting, so you are saying that for my pencil, I am saying that for whatever the pencil I have developed, it will have only these parts. So that will narrow the scope of your claim. Okay. So this selection of the right word is very important, right? And the body. So this recites the elements or limitations of the claim, recites the relationship of the claim features. Okay, or pencil. Look here, we are using the article an apparatus or pencil. So when we are discussing for the first time, we are using a. Then the second part of the same sentence we are separating via semicolons. Semicolons. And when it is ending, the full stop at the last only. Okay. A pencil. An eraser attached to one end of the pencil. Here what we pencil said about the same, the pencil. And a light attached to the center of the pencil. Now you can say a dependent claim, like you can write like that. The light as claimed in claim 1 is a LED light. The light as claimed in the claim 1 is a blue light, pink light, black light. The eraser as attached in the claim 1, as disclosed in the claim 1, is the fragrant based eraser. So it will give a fragrance as well. So like that you have to prepare the claims. And that's why, right, a maximum care should be taken when you are drafting the claims. So look, a claim can be independent claim, a very broad claim which stands on its alone, and the dependent. So all these subsets are the dependent claim. They are dependent on this independent claim. Okay, signature and the date you have to give when you are signing and on that particular date. Drawing, look, preparing the drawing for patent, they also have a specified requirement. The drawing for the patent, they are not exactly the same how they are in the books or how they are given in the research paper. The patent drawing requirement is again different. It should be drawn in with black indelible ink filled on the standard A4 size paper. Only black and white drawing. No color drawings are acceptable for patent processing. A margin of 2.5 centimeter on each side of the page. Center. Only one drawing per page, one figure per page. Okay. Name of the applicant on the left top corner. Right top corner, seat number. 1 of 10 drawing, 2 of 10 drawing, 3 of 10 drawing. So whatever is your number of drawing. 5, 1 of 5, 2 of 5. Only 3, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 1 of 1, if only one drawing. Then signature of applicant or agent at the bottom right corner, right, and only one drawing. And for the drawing, right, you doesn't require to give any dimensions, you doesn't require to give any nomenclature. Patent drawings only and only has the reference numbers. Component 1, numbering just 1, 2, 3, 5, like that. Only numbers. Okay. Abstract, it should be brief, preferably within 150 words only. Should start with the title of invention. Okay. Should be from a fresh page, new page. If necessary, the most relevant figure of the drawing or the chemical structure should be included on the abstract page, right? And it is a really useful tool for patent searching as well. And if you have not drafted it properly, the controller has a right to amend it. Otherwise, the patent office cannot amend a single word of your document. They will instruct you, you have to change it. We need it like this. But they have no right to amend any other things except the abstract. Right? Based mode of working. So the specifications shall be set forth with the base mode of working. Whatever is best known to yourself for developing that invention should be disclosed in the writable form on the paper, patent application. And that is known as the base mode of working. Is this an objective or the subjective standard? The base mode of carrying out the invention must be disclosed. The test for the base mode violation is two-pronged inquiry. Prong 1, subjective. Did the inventor possesses base mode of practicing the invention? And does the written description discloses the base mode so that the person skilled in the art could practice it without your consultation? For provisional filing, there are just this form 1, 2, okay, form 1, 2 and 26. These are only required. For complete filing, all these forms are required. Form 1, application form. Form 2, technical detail about invention. Form 3, description about information about foreign filing of the same invention. Form 5, declaration of inventorship. Right, form 9, request for early publication. If you will file this, your application will be published within 1 month. If not, it will be published after 18 months. Request for examination, right? If you will file it, the patent office will examine. If not, the patent office will not examine. Form 26 is form of authorization of patent agent. Okay, if any other professional is filing on your behalf, right, qualified patent agent, then you have to give them a power of authority under this form 26. Look, there is e-filing is available on the present day. Right, in India we have only 4 patent offices in 4 metro city, but that doesn't mean that other people have to go to that office and they have to file. On the present day, they can file their patent application online as well. Right, it is started since 2007. Any individual, patent agent, proprietor or organization can file online. Right, it is available round the clock, 24/7. You can apply anytime. You can digitally sign. You can retrieve the document. The receipt will be generated online. Okay, all the benefits, right? And we all know that what are the benefit for different forms of application for online transactions. Right, so what are the steps? So for online filing, you will need a digital signature. Once you have it, you prepare or generate your online account. Then prepare or fill all the forms, upload all the forms, digitally sign them, submit it and pay the fee, and then the receipt will be generated. Digital signature, class 2 and class 3 digital signature from any of these vendors, right? TCS, Encode Solutions, SafeScript, they are valid for doing the patent filing, online patent filing activities. Patent prosecution in India. So look, patent filing and getting the patent is a multi-stage long procedure. Multi-stage long procedure, and that's why you will require to have a patience. Okay, so first is the application stage, wherein you can file as a provisional or complete. After application, there would be a publication of the same. It can be after 18 months without no fees. If you will pay the additional fee, it would be published within 1 month. After publication, all the information about your patent would be available on patent site. Any person can refer it. Then you have to submit the examination request within 48 months. And on your request, patent office examines the same and gives you the examination report. With that examination report, you required to submit reply to first examination report. And when, if still have any issues, the patent office will ask you for the hearing. And in hearing, you have to justify them. And when they satisfy with all the queries, all the documentation, finally they will grant your patent. And once granted, it will require to be renewed on every yearly basis. Okay, so these are all the stages what we discussed in the earlier slide: filing, publication, pre-grant opposition, examination, hearing, grant or refusal, right, post-grant opposition, and its renewal. Right, the same thing, right? A 20 years journey is represented into this one slide. Okay, 20 years. So you start, you have developed the invention, you can file as a provisional or complete. If you are filing provisional, within 12 months you have to file complete. After complete, it will get published with no fee in 18 months. If you file for the early publication, it will be published in 1 month. After publication, any person, whoever thinks like that, this is a common, it is not patentable, they can apply for pre-grant opposition. Okay, and that after publication, the next stage is the examination, wherein the patent office examines your application, their documentary requirement, technical disclosure, writing properly or not, patentability criteria checking and all that. And based on the same, the patent office issues the examination report. First examination report. Based on this examination report, you have to submit the reply for first examination report, right? And still, if there are any issues or challenges, the patent office, you can ask for the hearing. Here you have to represent your case, and once the controller satisfies, it will be granted. And once granted, any other person who is interested, they can apply for post-grant opposition. And if not, they can apply for the renewal. Every yearly basis, they can apply for renewal basis. And after that, it will get expired after 20 years. Okay. Grant for patent. So to get a patent grant, the first and foremost step is to file the patent application. Who can file patent? Any inventor, any applicant who has invented it, or a company, or the college or university. Where to file patent application? Based on your jurisdiction. To that patent office, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, or you can apply online as well. How to file a patent? In the physical form or in the online mode. Right? Now, to file a patent application in multiple other countries. So there are two routes, conventional route or PCT route. So here, file a local application into India, and within 12 months, you have to file into all the countries of your interest. This is normal route, Paris route or conventional route. And there is also one international system, Patent Cooperation Treaty, wherein you file a local application and within 12 months you file one PCT application. You can file online or you can file into the patent office. And with this, there are multiple other internal stages as well. International search report, written opinion, request for preliminary international search report, supplementary international search report, and then at the end, when you satisfy with respect to all documents, you are confident about your invention, you have a financial support available with you, this 12-month time period to enter into country is extended up to 30 months. So with this, all documentary support and the investment time period is also extended. These are advantages, right? Now, important forms and the fees. What is the cost for filing a patent? Okay, so look, this slide represents the government fee for filing a patent. Okay, if you are filing as a natural person, startup, small entity, or also the education institute, the fees for each form would be like this, and the total government fee is 8,100. But if you are filing on the name of any other legal entity, like a big companies, okay, or a trust, okay, or NGO. In those cases, the patent application fee, government fee would be 5 times higher. 8,000, it is 40,500. And once it is granted, it is required to be renewed on every year basis, right? Third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, eighth year, ninth year, 10th year. So like that, for natural person, small entity or a startup, okay, to make that patent live for 20 years, the government fees 76,000. And for the same patent to be valid for the name of institution, it is 5 times higher, nearly 4 lakh rupees. Okay, so this is government fee, and professional fee can be vary from person to person, right? Like a doctor, one doctor will check yourself at the cost of 100 rupees or 200 rupees. Whereas if you will go to super specialist doctor, he will ask for 500, 800, 1000 rupees. So like that, for patent filing as well, government fee is the fixed. Professional fee varies from person to person, which professional you go and consult for. Okay. Now, once again, what we discussed in the earlier presentation as well. In the today's time, look friends, in the Indian academic system, majorly all academic institutions, if any student or faculty are doing good work, we suggest to go for a research paper publication than for a patent. What are advantages, disadvantages? We know that research paper gives you no ownership, patent will give you ownership. For research paper publication, no ownership, instead they are taking away your copyright ownership as well. Whereas for patent, ownership will always remain with you. For research paper publication, no novelty is a must criteria. Whereas for patent, novelty is must. Okay, you cannot stop others who are practicing based on your research paper. Whereas for the same, if you have a patent, you can take the official legal actions, right? Research paper, first filing research paper and then filing a patent is not possible. Whereas first filing patent and then going for research paper is always possible. Okay, so with this, please take care into mind what should not be done. If you need a patent, right? If you develop a really good project for patent, it doesn't mean it should be very rocket science based project. It should be entirely new product, entirely new process. In Indian academic system, again we have a wrong mindset or wrong understanding like that. Patent means it is only for those guys who are the PhD holder, who are into the IIT, NIT or very premier institutions, who have access for all the resources, right? It is for those guys who always keep on reading, right? It is only for those persons. But friend, these are all misconception. Patent is for each and every person. For patent act, there is no legal criteria like it should be minimum 18-year age, it should be minimum master degree or PhD degree. No. Even 5-year-old kid or 80-year-old non-literate person, any person, whoever with his brain observes problem and come up with very unique solution which is novel, non-obvious and useful. Either a very big innovation or just very small invention. If that satisfies the 3 criteria, every person is eligible to go for patenting. A just class first year college student or IIT student or diploma student, they can also go for patenting. It is not like that only you can take a project in final year and for which you can go for patent. No. Right, there is no restriction like that you are studying mechanical engineering so that you can go and apply for only mechanical patent. No, with your intellect, if you are developing, you are a mechanical student, but if you are solving the challenges of agriculture guys or a civil engineering, then also you can go for patent. And if you have developed something and if you wish to go for patent, stay away from all these kind of things. All this leads to novelty killing. So before you file the patent application, stay away from publications in research paper, internet, newspaper, poster presentation, taking part into any award competition, event, workshop, seminar, conferences. Do not disclose your invention on any social medias or public places, right? Stay away from its manufacturing or the production. So these are all the don't, right? And be very clear like that. For patent filing, once you file the patent application, okay, say for example on 11th October, if you file the patent application at 2 p.m., from very next moment onwards, you are free to do any of these. You doesn't have to wait till it's grant and then to do it, right? But its first disclosure should be in the patent. But before filing, if you did any of these things, these all can be very harmful in the getting that patent granted. So be very careful, okay? So with this, I would just like to conclude my talk over here. If any participant have any question, they can unmute and they can ask. They can write into chat box or they can always write email to myself. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Participants? On behalf of Trinity Academy of Engineering, Pune, we are thankful to our speaker, Mr. Amit Kumar Patel, who have given us an idea about how to fill patent and benefit of patent, different types of patent application, procedure for drafting of paper. Okay, I would also want to thank our respected principal, sir, Dr. Nilesh Uke, sir, for supporting us to arrange this national level event. Thank you, IIC in charge, Mr. Mayuresh Gurme, sir, for handling event smoothly. And I'm also like to thank R&D and EDC team, that is Dr. Nikita Kulkarni, ma'am, Mr. Suraj Tande, Mr. Ghorpade, Mr. Chandan, sir, and Mrs. Trupti Thite, ma'am, Mrs. Pratima Patil, ma'am, Ms. Supriya Saste, who worked behind the event to make this event happen successfully. Last but not least, I thank all participants for patiently listening all the sessions. Thank you all once again. So now we'll conclude this session and impact lecture series. Please give your valuable feedback and fill e-assessment form. Okay, so it is there in chat box. Just check, and it is there in WhatsApp group also. So give your e-assessment and feedback for all the sessions. If it is there, then only we'll circulate certificates in 2 days. Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So we'll conclude this session.